Oh, wow. Okay. I wish this was a little more easier to set up, but it is not. It is going to be annoying on purpose. I'm going to show my workbench, guys, because I am not feeling the best, and it'll just be easier for everybody if they just witness what I'm going to be working on and the cards that I pull. Okay. So, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me okay? Greetings from Houston. Hi. Hi. How you guys doing? Can you guys hear me all right? All right, excellent. Okay. How are you guys doing? Nice. Hello, Leo. Royalty. I do have a question. Can one of you guys volunteer to help me keep track of all the questions that come in? They're going to be a lot, but it would really help me a lot as well. You get your reading first, of course. For those of you that do volunteer to help, it would just mean so much to me. Just because the energies are going to be like, you know, super intense and stuff like that. So that would seriously help a lot. Would that be possible by any of you guys? Ooh. Actually, let me move this. Hi. Would anybody be willing to help keep track of all the questions that come in for me? Your question will be first because you're helping, which would be awesome. Ooh. Three of Swords. Hi. There's a lot of people from Houston today, Louisiana. Okay. Somewhat. It's just really to help keep track of the questions. You don't have to do anything but just keep track of the questions. So if it's possible, just kind of like copy and paste it so everyone's questions in order so that way I can keep track. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So, yeah, Patsy, if you're helping, you get to go first, okay? Okay. Patsy, do you have a question? How's the best way to help? Just keep track of who was first and so on. Yes, yeah, something like that. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's your first time, huh? It's up to you, Patsy. If you don't want to help, if this is kind of uncomfortable for you, then you don't have to do it at all. The best way would just to keep track of who's asking what. The person that's going to be helping me can get the first get their question bumped up the list, okay? And if nobody wants to help, that's totally cool as well. Just be very patient with me as I go through this, okay? All right, Patsy. It's your first time, huh? Nice. Okay. What's coming up for you in love, Patsy? I also slowed down the chat significantly, so every 10 seconds. That way it's easy for me to catch up as well, to keep track. Whoa. It's all right, guys. But this is Patsy's first time. So you know what? I'm just going to just ask him with the question, ask it once, and then I'll scroll up, okay? That's just the best I can do. Okay. Huh, interesting. So for Patsy, you have 10 of Swords, honey, so something's ending pretty bad. This is a recovery period. I feel like something happened really fast, especially when it came to communication. So, yeah, something in regards to communication had happened really fast. It may have ended, but this is a recovery period. So, right now, I feel like you're planning for the future. You're looking for, honestly, a new way to expand yourself, okay? And I do get the sense that for you, Patsy, there is something that you're waiting on because of what you're manifesting and what you're planning for. I feel like, I guess with this relationship that you're in, I feel like, I don't think you broke up with anybody, just to quickly just clarify, or there's some ending here. I do feel like there's some situation that had probably ended really badly for you. But don't worry, everything's kind of recovering. The Three of Pentacles is indicating to me that there is a future that's even being seen, or you're trying to estimate if there's even a future with this person right now. That's the hard part, right? To figure out if there is something, something going on, or there's a future in your love life at all if there's no one in your life. So, so that's pretty much what it's showing right here. But it's also going to require you to be very practical about the decisions that you make going forward, because in the future you're going to be making. I feel like you have to put in the effort to make a relationship happen, or make your love life happen. So that's going to pretty much. I mean, that's going to pretty much determine whether or not there's going to be much turbulence in your relationship, if that makes any sense. Okay. Does that make sense, Patsy? I know it's kind of all over the place. Okay. Give me just a moment here, guys. So that's what it's doing. Whew. There's a lot going on here with this chat. Yep, we're doing questions. Does that make sense, Patsy? All right, cool. That made sense. Okay, so the next person I have on the list here is Yomi Okis. My husband's cheating. If so, do you see her name? I can't really look at that kind of like information. Considering that, you know, this is tarot and I can usually get advice. I can see what you can do in your relationship with your husband if he is, you know, being unfaithful to you. Don't worry about it, guys. I think I got it under control. Hi, honey. Okay. Of course you can get on the list. Until 7 o'clock, you're not, you know, everybody has a chance to get on the list. I just need everybody to be very patient with me, okay? Okay. All right, so let's see, what can you do? Hey, man. All right, so there is a period of waiting for you, okay. Yeah, that is talking about promiscuous behavior. I mean, the Nine of Wands is not necessarily promiscuous. He goes out and has fun. He has commitment issues. The best way to kind of get through this situation, though, is to talk about why the commitment, why your commitment with your partner is so difficult. I feel like at the end of the day, there's going to need to be some hard truths. And what right now, Okis, I feel like right now you really need to focus on what it is that you want, right? What is it that you really want out of this relationship with your husband? Because if you don't feel like there's a lot of trust and there's not a lot of faith in your relationship, that's going to automatically put the relationship into a plummet. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you have to have trust there. And if there's no trust, even though even though he may or may not be cheating, that has to come up with some sort of, you know, communication. So I do feel like with this time of period, because you have a lot of waiting cards here, like you're stuck in limbo, you're waiting for a different perspective, and you're also having to take the time to kind of self-reflect right now. I feel like with that happening, I really think it's time to reflect on what it is that you want, what it is your truth, what are you going to stand for, okay? And that is going to help you make a decision about what you want to do with the situation with your husband. And the future is coming up with the world, so it's a successful completion, meaning that, hey, whatever happens, you're going to come out of it pretty good. I feel like as long as you go on the path of making sure that you are taken care of, or you're taking care of your needs, okay? Because no one's going to do it better than you can, Okis, okay? Hang on, honey. Let me send you the list that I made so far. And then I'm going to just send it to you in Discord. Okay, I send it to you there. That way you can kind of go from there, from where female Scorpio, because she's the very last one. I know Damalu, Love Leo, Damalu is next. Morningstar, Kiera, Star 07, Erica, and female Scorpio. So those are the ones in the list. I have missed some people as I was doing some of those readings. So you got the list, honey, right? So when you get that list, everybody just kind of one at a time. give him your question, and it'll be reshuffled and everything, guys. So I do apologize for the craziness, but that's just how live streams are, right? So that'll just kind of go with the flow with that, and he'll stack it up on the list there, okay? Of course, Bookwish, you just have to let real name know. That's the person that's helping me today, okay? All right, but Damalu is next. Leo and Aquarius, no contact for over 2 months. Can you tell me why? Okay. Let me see what's going on. You guys don't have to worry about it. Just go ahead and just sit down, relax, and tell me your question, or tell real name your question, okay? Thank you so much, guys, for your help. You guys, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. Oof. All right. Well, the Leo is definitely coming up here. Okay. Thanks, honey. Okay. So the Leo is definitely coming up here. I don't know if you can see him. There he is. I don't know if it's a he or a she, but the Leo has some things to let go of here. There's something that the Leo needs to let go of at this time in order to be able to expand. And the reason why the separation is here, I don't mean to say it's because of fate per se. Actually, yeah. It's not necessarily because of fate. I think it is a second time around. There is a certain situation that's come back up again for you in regards to like separation or no contact, or maybe even reconnecting with this Aquarius. There is somebody I feel like here that says a lot of things, speaks a lot of their, how they feel, but they have a problem with delivering. That's what the Knight of Cups kind of reminds me. He has got a little bit of an issue of following through with the promises. And I don't think it's because they don't care or they don't actually feel the way they do. It's just that they're not really good with the follow through. At the same time, the Knight of Cups does indicate here that this is also contemplating the ideal person. So if focusing on what it is that you want. I feel like right now, the reason why there is separation is because the focus is not only that this person probably says one thing and doesn't follow through on the other. It's also causing a lot of trust issues, but it's also to help you focus on what it is that you truly want in a relationship. What is your heart's desire? What are you looking at getting this? What are you looking to get out of this relationship? Because that's the whole point of this whole situation. Because where you are here in the future is the Eight of Swords, which that I don't like. The reason why I don't like that is because you're stuck in your thoughts. You don't know what's going on. You don't see a way out. It's just kind of like, I don't really know what's going on. I don't really know if I could get out of here. And that is because you may have an idea of this person being your one and truly, when in actuality, you're just attaching your heart's desire to a person, which honestly you don't want to do, because that's in essence manifesting a person. So what you want to do is you want to have an idea of what your partner is. You want to have an idea of who that ideal person is for you, what your relationship means to you, or what a relationship means to you to make it worth your time. You know what I'm saying? And from then on, you won't get stuck here. I feel like you'll be able to manifest with an open heart and things like that. And it's going to be difficult, especially if the person that comes back or comes to you because of your manifestation isn't who you want. It isn't who the person that you were expecting to come back. So you have to let go of all expectations when it comes to this. But you have to know what you want, okay? Okay? I know it's a hard one, right? That's a hard one, especially when you have somebody in mind already. But you may be surprised, right? You may be surprised. Somebody may come in and they may just knock you right off your feet. They'd be like, oh, absolutely amazing. Real name is trying his absolute best, okay, guys? So please be patient for me. Thank you. Okay, Morning Star is next. All right, Morningstar. I'm going to try and make these a little shorter and not so in-depth. I see these messages and I just want to go in, but I realize I keep forgetting it's an hour long and I need to keep it short so that everybody gets a chance to get a question in, okay? So I'm going to try to do yours with just as much, just as much messages, but not so long. So that everybody can get a chance to get some in. Don't worry, real name, you're doing great. Ooh. Wait, let me see. Will my ex return? I can't really pull on someone's free will because it's, that's whatever they decide to do. But what I can do is give you some information about what to, about like what could happen or what clarity that you need from the Scorpio. Or how can you get in contact with the Scorpio? Oh my goodness, it's a lot of cards. If that makes sense. Okay, awesome, Morningstar. Let me go ahead and pull that for you, okay, honey? Thank you, Patsy. The World, okay. All right, you're gonna allow major arcanas in here already. Wow, the Lovers. Now, the Lovers is indicating here that this is a soulmate connection. This is a very strong connection as well. This is not like just any kind of connection. But what I do sense from the Lovers though is that there's nothing really that's going to keep you from being with him, and not necessarily the twin flame. If he or she is your twin flame, then you will know because of the experience that you have with him. This doesn't necessarily indicate it's twin flame, but it does indicate a very strong connection. Now, if I got some karmic cards with this, yeah, I'd be like, you got some serious karmic stuff going on with this relationship. You might have to look at the to twin flame information. Wow, Morningstar, that's crazy. So here it's saying that there was some sort of completion of a cycle. It was successful, though. I feel like you guys, in regards to your relationship, things ended in a really nice way, or you guys moved on to another aspect in your love life. But right now you have the Sun. The Sun does indicate clarity. It does indicate things being seen on all sides. But I feel like with the Sun coming up here, I feel like with the Sun coming up, you really have to look at your heart, pretty much. Look at where your heart is, especially if you are, especially if you are single, if you're not with him at this current time. Now, considering that you're asking me if he's coming back or not, really what I could definitely say is that there is something very clear about him not being around. There's something that's very apparent, that's in your midst right now. I feel like the knowledge is there, but you have to look for it first. And it may be that there's something that was lost, or something that wasn't really, something that was missing in the relationship for him and for you. And that's why the clarity is going to lead you to the Five of Cups. But there's something here that you see. Yeah, I know. Yeah. There's something here in this present moment that's going to be more. I feel like the clarity is going to bring up something. It's going to show you something about this situation. The reason why you guys are separate at this time. And once you realize it, you'll be able to not only notice what's wrong, mourn it, but also shift your focus to the relationship. Shift your focus on loving and just giving love without expectation. Okay? Because I feel like right now you've ended a cycle, but there's something here that needs to be truly seen for what it is. And I'm not 100% sure about it, considering that this is just a short reading. But you're going to be able to see. You're going to be able to see something coming up. It's a major arcana. I have no doubts about that. Okay, Morningstar. No, there's no number. Okay, Kiara, you're next. How is the best way to help? Okay. Oh, you're so sweet. This was a different question. Don't worry about helping, guys. My boyfriend's in here to help me, so he's keeping track of all your questions. Okay. He'll post the next person that's up, and Erica is next. So Excuse me, guys. I am under the weather as well. Okay, so Erica, hi. When my Cap contacted me this week, I am a Cap Aquarius. Ooh, see, I've been pulling a lot of your guys' love story in my my weeklies, and it's very interesting what comes up for Capricorns and Aquarians. It's very similar and very different all at the same time. It's interesting. It's important to note, everybody, that when it comes to tarot readings, it's best to gain advice, whether this, or seek clarity in a situation, to best utilize the potential that tarot has to offer, okay? Yep, just listen to real name and he'll get you all set, and then follow the temperance energy, guys. Relax, do what you do, and let divine timing handle it, okay? You think you got skips? Let me see. Oh, you did. I'm so sorry. Erica, let me go ahead and do stars reading first, okay? I totally skipped star. Hold on just a second, okay? Let me do stars first. Having serious relationship issues right now. Do you see it improving? Let me go ahead and pull that. There's a lot going on here, guys. There's a lot going on. Right, Erica, just stay with me. Let me just go ahead and do her question next, because he or she was next. Ooh, okay. Thank you, Erica. Love you. Okay. Oof. All right. So the situation has a lot to do with passion. Okay. Passion is a big thing here. Okay. Underneath that is Nine of Cups. So I feel like there is a need to have a little bit more fun of this, considering that the situation is about relationship issues. I feel like if you focus on the passion, if you focus on having fun with your partnerships, things will be actually a lot easier to handle. There will be probably less arguments, less back and forth. This arguments help grow a relationship. Fighting helps grow a relationship. Conflict helps grow the relationship. I can't say it too many times, or I can't say it. There's no limit to not saying it, I guess. And the reason for this is that there is a need for things to break apart, so that way it can truly be fit. So it can fit in the right angles, right? They're broken into pieces, so that way it can make a bigger foundation. So that way everybody has a compromise, everybody has a piece. And then that foundation can become something that honestly holds the weight of generations and generations. So if you think about it, arguments are never that bad. Arguments are only meant to, are either there to make or break the situation, right? So if the relationship falls, it shows that the integrity of the relationship really wasn't that strong. And it's no blame on you or the other person. The passion here is very conscious. But I feel like there's a lot of fun taken out of the whole relationship as well. You have the Four of Swords here that talks about a break that was taken, time of reflection. Maybe you guys went on vacation, or maybe you guys had some time of not talking. But now you have the Eight of Cups. You're not interested in this situation where there's either a constant brace or constant fighting or constant disagreements. You're not satisfied with your situation. So yeah, you're going to feel like you're kind of done with it, which is not bad at all. That means that you know what you don't want. The thing here is, though, where it leads is the Five of Wands. Now, if you get into an argument with your partner, just understand that they're coming from a place of love. They're coming from a place of considering themselves, and that's totally fine. You have to come from a place that considers yourself as well. Now, as long as you do that and you always remain open-minded and listening to them, and they're listening to you as well, you guys can come up with a compromise. But of course, conflict before peace, peace before you know, peace before conflict, that whole kind of thing. So if there's arguments here, there has to be a calm resolution to it. What are you getting out of these arguments? Why are these arguments happening? You have to kind of get down to the nitty gritty of it at the end of the day, because it seems here that you guys are, you know, passionate about something, about a heart's desire, about something that you truly want in this relationship. But it's going to require you guys to just go ahead and face what may be a disagreement, so that way you guys can find the compromising platform to move forward. And it's going to be difficult. It's not easy, right? The Five of Wands is not an easy energy, but you guys can get there. You just have to remain patient and loving towards each other and compassionate. Okay. All right, Erica, you're next this time. Will your cap contact you? Okay, I can pull on what you can, you know, what you need to know about the relationship between you and your cap. I can't really tell you when he will communicate with you, since that's free will, and it's, you know, it happens whenever, you know, whenever someone decides to do it. It's never really there's no real way to pinpoint when someone's going to do something or not. Okay, so does that sound fair, Erica? And not a problem, Star. Is Erica still here? Okay. What does she need to know about her and her Capricorn? What she needs to know about the relationship between her and her Capricorn? What does she need to know about the relationship between her and her Capricorn? All right. Let's see what's going on with this. There's no number, guys. There's no numbers. I don't know who's saying that there's numbers, but there's no numbers. I mean, I guess there could be, but there's a lot of people asking questions all at the same time, so we're not really doing it by a numbering system. All right, so Erica, in regards to your Capricorn and your person, you know, and yourself here, there is something that is going to require you to look very, very closely. I think, honestly, it could have been an offer. Look at that. Ace of Pentacles. Excuse me, guys. Ace of Pentacles underneath here as well. That's a good card. I mean, that's good. That could be that this is about an offer, something that's in regards to commitment, stability. Let's see. Trying to get some more information from here. Sorry, guys. Okay. The Page of Pentacles does indicate an offer, something that you could truly 100% commit to. Now, in the past year, you had the Seven of Cups, so there may have been a lot of romance, a lot of fantasy being played out here, and this is nothing wrong with that. There could have also been a lot of, there could have been that this offer seemed a little bit too good to be true, so you had to take some time out to really look at it. But now you have the Wheel of Fortune in your present. Right here, this does indicate to me that there is some sort of reconciliation coming about. I don't know when, but there is something here that this person is very committed to you. No doubt. I feel like you're also very committed to this person. The Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles here, that seriously says something about commitment there. But I do sense that the Wheel of Fortune is talking about a reconciliation. It does talk about a second time around, especially since I'm pulling about your relationship specifically. This is a second time around. I don't know when, and for a lot of you, the Aquarius clients that I do have, this same stuff happens for them too. This is kind of the same sort of reading I'm getting for them in regards to their partners, and it has to have a lot to do with releasing expectation and just allowing yourself to feel love for that person. Because in the future, you have the Hierophant, which is the ultimate kind of, in my opinion, the ultimate commitment card. Because this is talking about, committing to routine, right? This is, the person that weds the couples at the end of the day, right? This is the priest. So you're committing to yourself in this relationship, but this is going to have to you're going to have to do this within yourself anyway. That's why the Page of Pentacles is coming up, if that makes sense. Commit to the love that you have for him and just trust that he will come back, because divine timing is happening now. Divine timing is doing their work. but it's going to require you to have faith in yourself and faith in the relationship, okay? I know it looked a little weird in the beginning. There's kind of a little bit of, stuff that was off, a little confusing, but it's going to require you to have faith in the love that you two share, and I feel like then the divine timing will have, its interaction, okay? All right, Erica? All right. Female Scorpio, opportunity for a reconciliation with a male Leo. Okay. This will be our second try. Oh, okay. Good luck. Absolutely good luck. Okay. Is female Scorpio still here? Female Scorpio? Page of Cups comes up. I'm going to call one more time for female Scorpio. Patsy, thank you so much for your help. You can relax now. You're good. You're absolutely good. Thank you so much for your help. You've been such a kind help. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so what we have here is the Ace of Cups. Okay, so honestly, that I do see that there is an opportunity of reconciliation. This is talking about new love. This is talking about new love. This is a new opportunity to start something new in regards to your emotions. All right, your name is Valerie. All right, Valerie. Okay. But there is an opportunity for you to to reconcile with your partner. The Ace of Cups is definitely showing so. But there are a bit of situations that do need to be overcome to be able to get to this Ace of Pentacles here. And that one situation has a lot to do with stepping outside of your comfort zone. I feel like for some of you, not for some of you, I feel like for you and possibly the person that you're, the Leo that you're asking about, they may have a little bit of a platform that they're a little bit resistant on removing themselves from. And that just could be that they've they've worked so hard to make a stable platform for themselves that they don't feel very comfortable leaving their space, okay? They don't feel comfortable. But it's honestly something, but they also realize that with them not making any effort to step outside of their relationship, they also understand that they're not going to be able to manifest more. And I feel like that's just for the both of you because this is about the relationship between you and them, okay? Now, I do feel like if you do take the step, right, to take the step outside of your comfort zone, I do see you guys, see you reconciling. I do see that, leading to a slow start. It's not going to be immediately, but it's going to require you to be dedicated and to put a lot of effort and time into. This is the second time around, so there is some, patches in the pavement that need to be filled up, and that's going to require you to not only have patience but to have faith. Okay. Now, in the future, you may get super exhausted, right? Because you're kind of like you've constantly been patching up holes and making things, squaring things away. But it's going to require you to still remain vigilant, still remain strong, okay? And to really remain, to really just remain, not necessarily stagnant, but remain firm in your relationship. To truly believe that this relationship can carry forth. It's going to get exhausting. It's going to probably get annoying sometimes, but that's the beauty of it, right? The hard work and the effort to build a foundation that really stands the test of time. And I feel like you guys can do this. It's just going to require you guys to remain patient and compassionate with each other as you go through this relationship. So I do see a potential for a new romance here for you in this Leo, but you have to be ready to commit, okay? All right. Real name. I'm ready for my the next question. Okay. Okay, so big girl sweetie to someone is being deceptive and withholding money from me. Do you know who it is? Whew. That's a very interesting question. Oh, someone is being deceptive and holding money from me. Do you know who it is? I could try to do some research. I can't give an exact name. This is just tarot, so I could just see what's going on in regards to your money situation. Perhaps I could give you hints as to who they are, big girl, if you're still in the chat. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Valerie. That sucks. Okay. Oh, I already don't like this. I already don't like this, big girl. Okay. Oof. I don't know if you recently just moved, but the situation here is showing the Four of Wands. So, and it's because of the world. Now, this is talking about a place of celebration. Hi, Kim. And I feel like this is a place of celebration. This is a really good place to be. I don't know if you moved, like I said, but this is talking about moving up in a place where you can really revel in the foundation that you've just built. Sorry for it being out of focus. I don't know why it's doing that, but whatever. The Three of Cups indicates that this is someone that you know. It's either friends or family. Now, I can't get too specific on who this could be, but this is within your support network. This is supposedly from somebody that supports you and who's got your back. This is a very supportive area. And this also could also indicate a community that you're involved in as well. The Three of Cups come up. So this could be that this is about somebody that you know. Now, the Two of Wands indicate that this was a crossroads, decision in which you had to pick two different paths. Now, this is a support group network, I guess, with someone that you know, friends, family, or community, and at the same time that you were with this person or with these people or whatever, you were in the process of making a decision about where you're going to be taking your next project, your next life experience, etc. But here in the future, you have the Seven of Swords. So there's some lies in the seat here, definitely. So I get this feeling that this is somebody that had your back, especially, I guess, encouraged you to make a certain decision, but they had some sort of upper hand, okay? And I hate to say it like this. I hate to see it like that, but I feel like it's somebody that you already know. I feel like it's somebody that you know that's been with you with every step of the way. Okay, so hopefully that kind of gets you closer to who exactly is, taking your money, okay? I'm going to go ahead and see who's next. Damaris. My ex is December 6th, 1968, and me. Okay. I need help with my relationship. Okay. I could give you a quick overview of what to look at and some advice for that really fast. Is Damaris still here? Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. Oh, wow. You got 2 major arcana in here. Okay. All right. So the Knight of Pentacles is coming up for you, Damaris. And that's really talking about taking a look at the details, taking it slow, most importantly. When it comes to this relationship, I'm getting the sense of slow your road and look at the details very, very carefully. Especially when it comes to something in regards to someone's truth or some information. Now, I'm not saying that there's something going on with this person, but I do feel like in order to get some clear idea or some clear sort of direction where this relationship is going, you want to take some time and slow down just a little bit. Okay? Now, for the first card here that we're getting here with 3 of Wands, we have we have the 3 of Wands. So that's talking about waiting and also taking action on the relationship when there's something being reciprocated, right? But here you are in the present with the Empress. Let's talk about giving birth to a situation. So you guys could be, really working on building the relationship from from the current standpoint that you are in. But there is a bit of secrets that are coming up. There's nothing very clear coming up in your future. There's some kind of unexpected stuff. But I feel like it has a lot to do with just allowing things to be, right? I feel like at the same time, this whole process of your relationship is kind of going super slow, and it's making you kind of feel like there's nothing going on when there's a lot building and there's a lot working. There's a lot of big stuff happening. So I feel like for you, Damaris, it's going to require a lot of patience and for you to be very, to be sure that this is something that you want. Speaking your truth as well, to kind of let your partner know how you feel about the process of this. Because if it's taking forever, you don't have to sit there in silence. But it's also going to take a little bit of time. Somebody could potentially be procrastinating in this relationship. And that's why I feel like the Page of Swords is also coming up too. Your partner could be taking it slow as well, because they're apprehensive about something, and that's probably why the high priestess is in the future. You may be able to reveal some sort of information about how they feel about a certain plan, so that way things can actually move forward. Okay, so it's going to require patience and speaking your truth at all times, because, like I said, I feel like. Honestly, you're gonna have to just take speak your truth as much as you can. And I'm repeating myself several times. I'm just making sure I said it in a very clear fashion. What? Oh my goodness, people are so crazy on here. Okay. Let me go ahead and see my next question. Sabrina Pearson. Buckwish, you're right after Sabrina. Okay. There's a lot of people that ask good questions. Okay. Hey Dev, can you send me the next basket of questions as well? Nope, I'm good. I have your question right here. So it's after Sabrina, and then you're right up next. I see your question, okay? Nope, I didn't skip anybody. Mariposa. The more I kind of slow down, though, the less people get questions asked. So I'm trying to go as fast as I can here. Okay. Okay, there. Okay. Mars from Sabrina. Ah, Mariposa. So Sabrina's next, Buckwish, then Mariposa, and then Teresa, I believe. Or is it but yeah, the order is correct. Mariposa isn't up next, okay? She's not there yet. Thank you though, Patsy. No, it's Sabrina and Bucklewish. Thank you though. Thank you very much. Okay. Patsy is a sweetheart. You're good, Patsy. Okay, just sit there and enjoy the stream. You don't have to help anymore. All right. So let's see what the question was. All right, what's coming up for me financially for Sabrina? Okay, let's see. Oh. Well, already you got two very financial-like cards. Okay, I feel like there's a new project coming up, or there's somebody around you at this time that is that's really good at starting new projects, or that's very interesting in regards to, you know, starting something new at work. Now, this could be you as well, following your passions, which I would hope to see, but this also could be someone else. Could be an Aries or Sagittarius, but they, you know, they don't have to be by their sign. I feel like, first of all, what we're working with here is, you know, what we're working with here is the Four of Pentacles, which is saving money, things like that. So I feel like in the past year was a period of you kind of holding back funds just so you can control the amount of money that goes out, you know, so that way you can start really building. Now you're at a place here with the Seven of Pentacles where you are putting a lot more effort, but at the same time, you're not necessarily sure if this is a situation where you truly want to invest. That's you know, that does speak greatly with the Knight of Wands here, especially if you're something that you're not necessarily passionate about investing your time and energy into. I do feel like you're kind of you've been working on it for quite a long time, and you haven't necessarily seen the fruits of your labor. And this could be that. This could be that because you may be really bored with the situation that you're in, especially with work. It may be a boring period, a boring, you know, cycle going on. So I feel like at this moment you have to make a decision whether or not you're willing to commit to the work that you're doing, wholeheartedly. So that way, you can put your actual, you know, you can put all of your focus into it. Because I feel like if you're not necessarily sure if it's worth your time, there's always going to be like half of you outside of the door, if that makes sense. So 1 foot in and 1 foot out. If you got to really make sure if, you know, if this is something that you truly want to invest in, truly something that you don't. And if you don't want to, you can always pull out and start a new venture. You do have the energy for it here with the Knight of Wands. However, with the Seven of Pentacles, if you put 2 feet in, you really want to focus on the work that you're doing. So that way the process of things coming in can really continue in. It's going to be a little bit more work, no doubt, but it'll have, you know, the benefits will really start to reap in. Pentacles are slow energy regardless, but it's always going to require you to look at what you're doing for work to kind of get that cycle really pushing, to really get it moving. And it will help really shift your focus on how long it's actually going to take to get the benefits that you're looking for. In the future, you have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, this is also carrying the weight of the burden of your work pretty much, but it's nothing that you're not willing to carry. This is something that you're putting to rest, right? You're carrying it home. You're pretty much almost done with it, and you're just tying up loose ends. But I feel like you also come out of it with a lot more perspective, a lot more passion for some other ventures and other ideas. But you may want to pick one, because all of these going at once can be a burden in itself, okay? So hopefully that kind of sums up a lot of your financial situation now, guys. Also, I am having a sale, guys, for Memorial Day and so on in Gemini season. So the sale will end the 20th of June. So if I'm not able to get to all of your questions, because we are coming up with the hour, and I'm going to just tackle as many questions that came in within the hour. If I don't get a chance to get your questions, especially after the hour, guys, I am on Instago, and the sale will apply on that as well. All right, let me go ahead and jump to the next question here. Okay, Buckwish. I'd like to see if I'm going to be successful educational-wise in the future. Anything you see in regarding that? Okay. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with that. Woo! 10 of Pentacles is the first thing that comes up. I like that. Okay. So after the hour, we won't be taking any more questions. So the questions that are already on the list will be done, okay? But after this, after anybody that comes after the hour, we won't be able to take any more questions. Hopefully you guys can see that because I don't see my screen. Okay, you do see it. Great. All right. So 9 of Cups is the underlying energy. I like this. This is absolutely good. Your heart's desire, your wish, where you guys want to be. I mean, where you want to be, Buckwish. This is totally something I'm happy to see. 10 of Pentacles is the first card that you're working with. This is talking about leaving behind a legacy, building a legacy, or the legacy that you are committed to building. So I feel like this is a celebration in a sense. This is the best happily ever after card ever, because this also talks about what your hard work shows and the rewards that you get from your hard work. So I do feel like you are reaping the benefits, or you will be reaping the benefits soon if you haven't already, from all the hard work that you put in. It's not just like degree-wise, but it's also going to be an experience that you're never going to be able to forget. It's going to be something that's really wonderful. Coming up, you have the World, which is another successful card. That talks about successful endings. So I really, really am happy to see that. You're going to see how much you've changed, and I feel like you're going to experience this moment. I feel like this could be even a graduation, to be absolutely honest with you. Just by the way she's throwing that hat in the sky, she's like, woo! That is honestly talking. That's honestly telling me that that is a successful completion in the sense of your education. You are going to be leaving behind that one phase and beginning anew. But then you also may end up, having to find work. So the Hartfield does indicate work opportunities, right? That's in a institution or organization. So this also talks about university as well. You may end up going back to school, or there is another cycle to the school or the schooling portion of your journey. I don't know if you are going to school to be a teacher, but I do get the sense that there is a successful completion. You are going to get the benefits of what you're putting into, but you may have to commit to not only more work in regards to schooling and going back to university, but there is a routine that will need to, that you can utilize from the past experience, the past cycle, to help you out in this next venture to help, I guess, stabilize the next upcoming work that's coming your way, whether it is more education or an actual job that's coming up. Okay, Buckwish. Nice cards. I like that though. Mariposa. Okay, I have a job interview for a job tomorrow. I want. Will I get it? I can't necessarily tell you if you will get it, but what I can do is help you get it. Okay, let me see what I could pull for you to help to make sure the odds of you getting that job is more higher substantially. Is that okay, Mariposa? Excellent. Because if you want the job, you can have it. That's the whole thing with manifestation. If you want something, you can have it. It's all about how you go about getting it to make it happen. And that's what I'm going to help you do today, okay? All right. So you got 3 awesome cards here. The 2 of Wands. So ultimately, you want to go in kind of owning the situation, pretty much, Mariposa. When it comes to this job interview, you're interviewing them as the company. They're not interviewing you. So when you go into this job, you want to come in really making sure that the guidelines that they have for this job is really what you want, okay? Because they're going to be asking questions, right, about you and your experience, but you should have just as much information or questions about, for them to make sure that the position that you're applying for is exactly what you want. So you already, with that mindset being switched from I'm being interviewed to you're interviewing the company to make sure that the work that you're about to put in for them is actually worth your time, that's how it's going to really flip around that confidence. Because ultimately, right, what people look for in interviews are confidence. So I want you to go in there, interview them, okay? Make sure that the positions are, feasible for you, are exactly what you're looking for. Now, I feel like this was a long time coming. I feel like you've been working very hard. You've been putting a lot of effort in, and you finally got some sort of recognition, not necessarily recognition, but you've got a call back, which is great. In the present, you have the Page of Wands. That's indicating to me that, yeah, this is starting something new, something small, nothing major or huge yet, but it's a jump towards the right direction. This is, news, right? But you really want to be sure that you know what your passions are, right? You want to have an idea of what makes you excited, what makes you feel like, okay, this is for me. So really interviewing them is what's going to help you land that job, because they're going to pick up on that confidence and they're going to see how legit you are. And they're not going to want to mess around either, okay? They're not going to want to mess up the interview to make you kind of be like, you know what, nah. So if you come in there with an idea of what your ideal job is for you, what makes you feel good about working for a certain company, what boundaries you need to have in that company, etc., those things are going to come out. It's going to show in your character. It's going to show in the way you are with them tomorrow. Because in the future, you have the Knight of Cups. So you're focusing on what it is that you want, and you're going for it. And I feel like you will be able to tap into this energy as long as you remember that you are interviewing that company and they're not interviewing you. Does that sound fair, Mariposa? I'm excited. I'm absolutely excited. Whew, there is a lot of questions. Okay, Amelia, will I get my business going? Let's go ahead and see what's up with that. Whew. Oh, nice. Yes. Okay. I'm happy to see that. Four of Wands. Absolutely amazing. I do get this feeling that, yes, with you guys, with you, Amelia, when it comes to work, yeah, you'll be able to get your job or you get your business up and running. No doubt. Four of Wands is talking about building a solid foundation, right? You're not exactly there at that foundation yet, but you're working to getting there. Things may be moving very fast in the past here, which can kind of be a little bit overwhelming. But as long as you utilize this energy to the best of your ability and understand that if things are coming in fast, you have the opportunity to take things slow. This is still a minor arcana, so you don't ever have to I feel like you have to go fast. Don't ever feel like that, especially if it's too fast for you. Don't ever do that. Go in the pace that you want to. Go in the pace that makes you feel comfortable and more confident in your ability to execute certain opportunities. Because here in the present, you have the Ten of Pentacles. That shows me absolutely like the fruits of your labor. I like that. I really like that. That shows the fruits of your labor in your present. So yes, I do feel like here, with your question being that will you get your business going? It's already going. I feel like it's pretty much already taking off. It's all about how fast you're willing to take it and how far you're willing to take it. Because here, the Queen of Wands is in your future, which is ultimately, like the confidence card, right? You being, you know, knowing your ability to execute certain things and do, you know, to take action on your work or in your business. And you can do those things. You can. And I feel like you'll be able to see that more because of this, because of the abundance that's going to be coming in from the hard work that you're putting in, okay? This is awesome. All right. Ooh, there is a lot more questions to go. Nasia Baby. All right. I'm a Capricorn who is newly involved with a Leo. What can I expect? Okay. Okay. Oof. Well, you have the Six of Cups here. So that is telling me right there that what you may be expecting is something from the past, like some sort of relationship from the past, and potentially a relationship from someone that was possibly, you know, very quick and clear with their truth, very good with communicating. But I feel like this person does remind you of someone from the past, I think. Or maybe the last time you've been in a relationship was with somebody that was an air sign or someone that you felt was very good with how they communicated their truth and how they walked their truth as well. Because the Queen of Swords, she don't just talk the talk, she walks the walk. Past, you have the Hanged Man, talks about being stuck in limbo, but presently you have the Six of Swords. What to expect from this relationship, to be absolutely honest with you, is taking a risk and stepping outside of your comfort zone. There's going to be times when you're not really necessarily comfortable with doing something, but for the integrity of the relationship and the amount of trust that you have with this person, it's going to be tested. So if you truly love this person, if you truly want to be in a relationship with this person, it's going to require you to step outside of your comfort zone and take risks, especially when it comes to emotions and your truth and exposing your emotions and your truth to honestly make the relationship even have a chance, if that makes sense. Because in the future, you have the Wheel of Fortune. This is talking about a second chance, a second time around, but it's also talking about a shift of luck. Okay, so you may experience a shift of luck here, but it's going to require you to step outside your comfort zone, okay? All right. Ooh-wee. Okay. Unapologetically, Kiara, Teresa, Kim, Rebecca, Clarice is up, and then Tanya, Michaela, Bobby, Michelle, Angela, Will, Erlanda, Ruby, Jamie, Mariam, Lauren, Fran, and Kiri. Okay. 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 So, all right. Ooh, wait. I should have got me some glass of water. I didn't know I was going to be all sitting here all dry. Erlanda. Yeah. It's okay, though. It's still beautiful. It doesn't make it any less beautiful. Okay. So, let's go ahead and look at these questions here. Unapologetically, Mornick. What's going on with my Leo? We are not sure if this is the beginning of the end. Is someone else a better option? I could definitely see what's going on with you in your relationship with the Leo. But one question per person though, guys. So I'm just gonna do one of those questions, okay? Unapologetically. Okay. Okay. So in regards to the relationship between you and your Leo, I do get the sense that there is a bit of vulnerability here. I don't necessarily, I mean, there's a lot of love, no doubt, because the Queen of Cups, she doesn't just, you know, she's not just super emotional. She's very much in love as well. And I do get the sense that there is a bit of control issues. There's a lot of conflict, and there is some things that may not be exactly like on par with how you guys want things to be. But there's got to be there's a need to overcome this sort of control element, this sort of power play. You know, I feel like there's some uncompromising aspects between you and the Leo that could cause you guys to get to all these arguments. Now, this is the opportunity to go ahead and make this a leveled playing field, right? To make this, you know, evened out, even keel. This is your opportunity now to see if there's anything that you guys can compromise on. You shouldn't have to compromise any of your truths, but if you want the relationship to remain stable, both of you guys have to find an equal medium. And if you guys can, it could potentially lead you to the Eight of Cups, where you guys do end up saying, you know, I don't know if this relationship exactly is what makes me feel good, right? Or this isn't something I'm satisfied with. That doesn't mean you guys break up, though. This is just saying that this is a solution, or there's no solution for a problem, and we're going to have to find a different avenue to do so. So keeping your options open is the best way to kind of go about this relationship, especially when there's a lot of dominant personality, dominant truths, dominant, you know, wishes and heart's desires. As long as you guys keep an open playing field and have an open mind when it comes to these debates, you guys will make a better, you know, I think it'll be a lot clearer whether this relationship is rekindleable, if there's something that you can do versus not, okay? Yes, Nicia, I did do your question already. I already did your question, honey. I called you. I guess don't worry, I'm gonna post this up so you'll be able to watch your question. So it's already up there. Okay, it's in regards. I think it was in regards to your Capricorn. Okay. Yep, it was your Capricorn. All right. Yeah. You're like, oh, I'm a Capricorn and is newly involved with a Leo. Okay, that was your question. I did answer that already. But you can rewind it and watch your question if you like. Ooh, thank you so much for all the patience y'all have. Y'all are great. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm sorry for those ones I missed. I know there's a lot of people that ask a lot of questions too, so I gotta get through all of these. But thank you so much for stopping in, though. If I did end up missing, you know, the opportunity to get your question, I am on Instago. So if you still have that question in mind, don't hesitate to contact me through Instago. All right. Taria is up, and then Teresa. Okay. Sorry, Korea. Or Kyra, rather. Kyra is up, and then Teresa. So Kyra, Taurus, Sun, and a Moon Scorpio rising. Ooh. Oh, so Taurus, Sun, and Moon Scorpio rising, my energy and advice. Okay. Okay. All right. So you already got this going on here. Two of Pentacles. Okay. So I feel like you're having to juggle some things right now. Keeping the balance, making practical decisions. Okay. Korea. Oh, sorry. I keep saying Korea. I don't know why. It's Kyra. Excuse me, guys. Hang on. Okay. So there is a lot of practical decisions being made at this time, Korea. Okay, not Korea, sorry, Kyra. Kyra. Balancing things and also making practical decisions. Practical decisions come up when, you're trying to decide between certain things that have, trying to weigh the value of them pretty much. Now, with the two pentacles, I do get the sense that there is some options that are coming, or there's some decisions that you have to make in regards to certain values, and you have to really rely on your, you have to also utilize your heart to make sure that the things that you're weighing back and forth is something of value in your heart as well as practically, right? As well, if it rings a good bell for you practically in regards to your boundaries and things like that, then excellent. But if it doesn't weigh much in your heart, if it doesn't put enough emphasis in your heart, then it's kind of like, okay, why are you actually making these decisions? Is it because it looks good? Does it sound good? But what does it feel? How does it feel? What are those options? So making decisions, practical decisions, it has to come from the heart as well as practical. Because we go into this here with the Knight of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Knight of Wands is feeling exhausted, constantly putting in energy, and feeling also very defensive. But you're not really ready to give up on the situation. But you end up putting yourself into situations where you may feel like you have to sacrifice something. Because the Five of Swords and Eight it can be about sacrifice. It can also talk about sabotaging. But it also talks about it honestly talks about you having to stand your ground and stand by your truth. What truly makes you feel good? And the decisions that come up, right, they have to make sure that they resonate with your emotional truth as well as your practical and your fundamental truth, if that makes sense. Because we all have different versions of truth, right? How does that make you feel? What is this truth in regards to your morals, right? Things like that. This whole situation in regards to your energy and things like that, you have to make practical and energetic decisions on how you feel. Everything about energy is about feeling. So how you feel about certain things has to come into play. And then you won't end up like this, I don't think, with the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords feeling stuck in your thoughts and things like that. And it could come up because you're focusing on practical rather than your emotional. So you may end up detaching from what your emotions are saying because there's not a lot of emotional stuff coming up, right? The only thing water-like in here is the Five of Swords, but that's not even the traditional meaning of the Five of Swords. It doesn't have any water at all. So you really don't want to just stick to like practical stuff. Make sure that your emotions are involved in every decision that you make because your emotions do matter. And as long as you consider your emotions, things will be all set. Don't worry, Teresa. Yep. Nisia's right. I don't bite. All right, so let's see. Teresa is next. All right. 9 years invested, almost 10. Does he cheat? Okay. I can't tell you what you need to know about the relationship. I can't tell you if he's doing anything promiscuous, okay? If there's something that's being hidden in the dark, it will come up. Don't worry. It will come up, but I can't necessarily look into his personal life, you know what I'm saying? So I can tell you what's going on in your relationship between you and him. Also, rule of thumb, if you feel like somebody's cheating or someone's being dishonest, it's always a good idea to consult why you're feeling this way and figure out if this is something you're willing to work with your partner or not. Because usually when the trust is gone, so is the relationship. And it's going to take some time to really rebuild that trust, to rebuild the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no. See, the moon comes up. There we go with the secrets. Two of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, so I do feel like this is possibly, like, I don't know if you guys rekindled with one another. There is a strong connection, though, Teresa. Strong connection. Very strong connection. the traditional meaning of this, or the traditional story of the card, was that there is, there's supposedly two people here and an angel, right? But this is about somebody choosing between two women, right? There's a man choosing between two women. That's the ancient, description of the card. Of course, the cards evolve with modern time. So, the choice really was that there really wasn't much, you love who you love. There's not really much choice to it. There's always, you love whoever you love. And unfortunately, you can't stop loving that person. But I do get this feeling that there is a connection, though. There's a really strong connection. You have the Six of Swords here and the Lovers. So that does indicate some love. However, there is a little bit of confusion and uncertainty here. There's some, some hidden stuff. And that is a little concerning for me as well for you, Teresa, because this does indicate there's some things hidden in the dark. Now, I don't know if somebody's cheating. I don't know if someone's keeping a secret. But what I do know is that you will have to rely on your intuition with this at this moment. And as long as you trust your heart, especially trust your heart and follow what you feel, things will be all right. And most importantly, the card that I would love to see here is also like the Page of Swords, right? Confronting, communicating. That's just kind of my extra advice. Yeah, communicate. Look at that. 5 of Pentacles underneath there. Talked about lack of emotional support. This could be that things are just like super, like there may be some emotions that are hidden, some things that are emotionally held back. There could be some secrets, but not in the secrets of cheating, if that makes sense. I don't see anything like cheating wise in here, but what I do see is that somebody is not opening up. There is some secrets and there's a lot of confusion. You have to kind of go with how you feel and really kind of ask your intuition if this situation is a sort of scenario where someone's unfaithful, or this is just a situation where somebody feels like there's a lack in the relationship and they don't feel comfortable coming to you. So that's a hard one, right? That's a hard one. But you have to really trust your intuition with this, because there's no real way to know unless that person says it, unless you confront them about it and they come out with it. But I don't ever suggest that you go up and say, are you cheating on me, right? But just, communicate your truth, communicate your fears, right? Feel like, come from how you feel instead of a place of accusation, because it won't get somebody's back up and they won't act all crazy and things like that. You want to say, hey, I feel like, come from a place of where you actually feel, right? Where do you feel? If there's something that's lacking, like you're lacking emotional togetherness, right? I'm lacking emotional connection. I'm lacking time together. What are you lacking in this relationship? Whatever it is, communicate that with your partner. And it's going to require you to kind of go on faith and really rely on the connection the love that you may have with this person. Because if they really mean something, if it's really as strong as the cards are saying, it will stand no matter what comes up. Because the future says so. You may get into an opportunity where you may have to make a decision about what's truly, worth your time or not. And your emotions will have, to weigh on those options, whether this is something you really want to do or not. But I feel like here the most important thing is to trust your intuition right now. There is something that, not being very clear, but I don't think it's cheating. I don't know if it's cheating. All I know is that it's not clear. And it could be that just someone's keeping their emotions to themselves and not saying, and not saying anything, to be absolutely honest. Okay. See, I'm not that bad. Okay. Kim, all right. You're an Aquarius and your man is 23 and is a Virgo. Will I get to have the truth confirmed as to why he is still here? I'm 61 and this has been a rough journey. Ooh, have you considered this being a twin flame connection by any chance? Yes, Amelia, I did answer it though. I did answer it. You're gonna have to rewind back to I can't remember the timestamp, but I did answer your question already, Amelia. You can rewind though. Yeah, no worries at all. Thank you. Is Kim still here? And then Rebecca, if you're still here as well, and Clarice, you guys are next. All right. All right, cool. The moon in the future. I can't deal with that. I mean, I can. I'm just tripping, being dramatic. But every time I see the moon, it's like they're not going to tell us what the future is going to be. It just tells us to go on faith. All right. So your question was, will I get to have the truth confirmed as to why he is still here? Well, it's a very interesting reading. The Four of Cups is your underlying energy, and that indicates to me that there is a situation in where there is something that's being focused on. Something that's being focused on other than the offer that's being presented, okay? Somebody's offering you something, or maybe there's no one offering you anything, but there is something that you're focusing on. And yeah, it builds up apathy, right? You're constantly dealing with certain problems, and you're like, oh my God, dude, like, how long is this gonna last? You're stuck in this energy, and it's so annoying. But no doubt, right? No doubt, Kim, okay? Totally understandable, especially when you've had a period of time where things were actually starting to pick up. You're starting to see the rewards of the efforts that you were putting in, and keeping the balance of your situation, you're seeing the results of that. However, I feel like in the past there was a lot of work being done, a lot of waiting, and now that you have, waiting for your manifestation to come back to you, and I feel like there is a decision presently that you have to make, weighing the pros and cons in regards to whether or not it's worth your time and worth the energy that you can give to it emotionally. Okay? Now, if you could figure out if this individual is someone that you still want to deal with, then I feel like the future does leave a lot of open answers, a lot of open clues. It's going to require you to go on faith, because there's no necessarily way of knowing whether or not this Virgo is going to come in to reveal their truth or not. But it's always going to come up to you for the answer. Because when it comes to twin flame journeys, and I know I'm going straight into twin flames as if this is a twin flame thing, when it comes to twin flame journeys, everyone's individual stuff is always individual. And they're usually the same thing, somewhat. So Kim, unfortunately, there is something personally in your own life that you have to deal with first, and it has a lot to do with a decision, whether you want to commit to this person or not, whether this is worth your time or not, whether this is a relationship that you want to work on or not, and if you still have love for this person here. And you may, right? You may. But you have to make the decision for yourself, because in the future, you're going to have to go on faith. You're going to have to just allow things to just go and, run its course. And you may end up running into, fears and things like that to overcome, to show that you are ready for the connection. You may run into emotional fears. I don't want to say that to scare you. I want to say that to empower you, because that is going to show you that how much you've grown, how much you've changed, and how much you're actually ready for the relationship to progress, if this is the person that you do want. But most importantly, it's going to also push you closer to trusting your intuition. And I believe that you already trust your intuition to a T, but there's a certain level that's going to upgrade when you go through this process, Kim, okay? So it's not that you just don't believe in yourself. I feel like ultimately there's going to be some sort of upgrade when it comes to your intuition. I feel like with this relationship, there's going to come to be some intuitive upgrade. So hopefully that does sum up some things. But they're not telling me anything in the future, which is unfortunate. All right, Rebecca. Should I fight for my relationship with my boyfriend that gave me an ultimatum? Ooh. It depends. Do you want it, Rebecca? Do you want the relationship with somebody that's willing to give you an ultimatum? And if this is an ultimatum that doesn't compromise your morals, because if it does, then you have to really decide whether your morals really mean something to you or not, and if this is something you're willing to compromise with. Okay. Because ultimatums, it depends on the ultimatum. Eight of Cups, there's a lot of progress going on here. If you get another 8, I'm going to say, I don't know. It doesn't compromise my morals. All right. Good, okay. Sorry, guys. Allergies, they suck. Actually, not allergies. I actually have a cold or a sinus infection, so bear with me. Whew. So let me look at your question again, because these cards are crazy. Should I fight for you? Okay. All right. So really, Rebecca, this all depends. All right. The reason why I say that is because you have the Chariot trembling energy. This talks about putting effort in the putting effort into the relationship to see results. Yes, I do feel like there's success in the relationship that you're in. However, it all depends on whether this is something that truly makes you happy or not. Now, the reason why I say that, right, is because you also have the Eight of Cups here. So in the past, there was some dissatisfaction. Some didn't resonate with your emotional truth, okay? And now you're having to constantly work hard and put effort into it and really make things solid. However, if this is you, right, if you're not satisfied here, what are you working on currently to make sure that you're compensated for? The ultimatum is, okay, whatever, right? The ultimatum is whatever. Are you compensated for the work that you're doing? Are you showing any sort of response? Because where it's leading to is the Five of Pentacles. I don't know about this. Because this does indicate to me that this can be like feeling left out in the cold and things like that. But you can always recover from this situation. There's always a recovery portion to every card that comes up. Anything and everything can be recovered. However, whatever you're working on, especially with this ultimatum, if this is going to leave you out in the cold, then you have to really figure out whether, what is the compromise for you doing something with this relationship. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that you're compensated for it. Other than that, I feel like, yeah, if you really want this relationship to work out, you should definitely put in the hard work to do so. But I feel like don't leave yourself out. If this is just an ultimatum on his part and he's not doing anything for you, if you're not getting anything out of what he's asking you to do, and it potentially leaves you out in the cold, you have to recognize these things when it comes up, so that way you can address those things to him so he can fix it. Now, it all comes down to whether he respects that or not. And that comes up in the future, and I don't really see that far. But all I can say is, I don't know whether you should or shouldn't do it, because this is your decision. This is your heart's desire. And I can't tell you how to live your life. But I can tell you this. Whatever you're putting your hard work into, it can lead to you feeling left out in the cold, where you're not really being supported in some sort of way. But there is a solution here to where you guys can fix it. It's just going to require you to make a decision, not make a decision, but to look to see what's lacking and come up with a solution together to get out of your situation. But it's up to you, okay? It's totally up to you, Rebecca. That's just what I see. All right, Clarice. My question is what is going on in my love life? I'm an Aquarius. Ooh, in February as well. All right, so let's see what's next. Michaela, Bobby, Michelle, Angela, and S are next. Awesome. Okay. No worry, Angela. No worries. Good morning. Nice, from Australia. Sweet. Okay. Let me look at the question again. What's going on in your love life? Let's take a look. Excuse me. Well, there's somebody in your life right now. Okay, very, very, very much in love. It could be a Scorpio as well. Oh, somebody could be offering you something and you don't see it. Clarice. Okay, all right. Five of Cups is also, talking about not seeing an offer, waiting for an offer, waiting for a response. But you're also focusing on some cups here that really take you away from the focus of fixing the situation, which is you being stuck, right? You're emotionally stuck. You hit a plateau in your emotions, and you don't really know how to necessarily get some excitement back going, get some emotion going on. And the option of the avenue in which to get out of your situation could be outside of your peripheral. So you may have to actually kind of shift your focus in a certain direction. Now, in the past, you had some time to really reflect, look within yourself, regain confidence, which I like. I like that. Okay. And I do see here that there was a time that you took out for yourself here. Now, presently, I do feel like you are open to love, but it's about communicating your love too. That's very important. Now, the King of Cups does come up in here. It indicates that it could be somebody currently in your life right now, someone that, or you could have an idea of who your ideal partner is. Okay, so the King of Cups doesn't necessarily have to be a real person. This could be literally the dream bag. Okay, I don't know if y'all watch Aquarian Nessa, but she does talk about this sometimes as well, and I talk about it too. But the King of Cups doesn't necessarily have to be an exact person, but I feel like, not only are you opening to love here, because as long as you have an idea of who your partner is and knowing what your heart's desire is, that's perfect. Communicating your love is on a different level, right? And if you have somebody that's with you already, or you know someone that's there, communicating to that person is actually the best way to go. Especially when it comes to going on in your love life, especially if you feel something. If you feel something for this person, I honestly say go for it, all right? Take the chance to go and do it, because where it leads is the Ten of Cups. And that's nice. That's the happily ever after card. I'm sorry that the light is so doggone bright that you can't see the card, but look at that. That's the Ten of Cups. Let's talk about happily ever after. That's like feeling emotional completion, but in a sense of happiness, being surrounded by people that love you, that people that care for you, and family. So, I don't know. I feel like there's somebody here. All right, somebody here already. Could be a Virgo, could be a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. But either way, if there isn't anybody in your life, as long as you have your heart open and know what you're looking for in a relationship or in a partner, you can get to the Ten of Cups. You just have to have your heart open at all times and shift your focus from what the problem is to how to gain your manifestation, to gain your Ace of Cups, okay? All right. Tanya. I have a great desire to start a business to serve a let's start it again. I have a great desire to start a business to serve at-risk women with a therapy called neurofeedback that is highly effective at healing trauma. Any indication of potential financial resource to help? Let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and take a look-see. That's quite shocking. Now, no puns aside here, the tower does indicate electricity. This is typically the ancient ruler of this card is Mars, but I mean, who really wields lightning? Uranus. You know what I'm saying? All right, so the Queen of Wands. So I do sense that there is an opportunity for work or for some financial gain to come out of this. However, it's going to require you to be very confident in what you're trying to endorse and what you're trying to do. So it's going to require a little bit of work. Of course, like the Eight of Pentacles always stipulates, as long as you're focusing on the goal, focusing on what it is that you're doing, things will start to process. It's a slow energy, though, so you're going to have to remember that slow energy slow energy will eventually pick up. It's, earth energy. It's not going to be super fast. However, as long as you make whatever you're trying to do known, I feel like you can get resources. You may even have to communicate with people about the certain things that you're doing, making it, like having social media out there and exposing yourself and showing out what you're trying to do to the world to get some sort of support. In the future, you have the Tower, so that does indicate some sort of unexpected change, unexpected things coming your way. So as long as you put in the effort and the time, you may experience something unexpected, something that came out of nowhere, something very big that changes your life. And I don't know exactly what it is, but I do know that it's going to require you to put your voice out there, put what you're trying to do out there to gain some sort of audience, to gain some sort of traction and attraction. to be able to begin to gain potential financial stuff coming in for you, okay? So it's just going to require you to have a little bit more work, and I feel like you may be surprised with what comes up in the future. Okay, that was Tanya, Michaela. Okay, Michaela, Bobby, Michelle, Angela, S, and Erlanda. All right. Not a problem, Tanya. Not a problem at all. Oh boy. I'm gonna need to get some water. So Michaela, hi. I want to know if me and my boyfriend will have some type of future, like marriage. Thank you. Okay. Michaela, is she still in here? Now remember, guys, if I do miss your question or I'm not able to answer your question this time, I'm on Instagram, and this is going to be a sale right after this stream. So you guys will be able to have your questions on at a discount on my website and on Instagram. Okay. Okay. Ooh, I love seeing the lovers. Okay, the lovers are so nice. And the King of Cups. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me look at the question again. No, I don't want computer sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Well, Michaela, what I can say is that where you want to be can potentially happen. It just requires you to remain focused on what it is that remain focused on what it is that you want in a relationship, right? As long as you maintain growth and show, put in the effort, because you have the Nine of Pentacles, it shows that you have the effort coming in already, right? You have this energy, or you have this, you put in a lot of work already in the relationship, pretty much what I'm trying to say. And it's showing in your, in your life. It's what you are surrounded by, the abundance of the hard work that you put in. So that's great. It's going to require you to remain patient, though, because this is a grueling process. And as long as you know what you want, and as long as you're feeling comfortable and always tackling different obstacles, different situations that come in, I do feel like there is a process that can come into being able to unite in a very union-like fashion, which is marriage. It's going to require you, though, to have love in your heart, to be open, and to heal a lot of those pains of those situations that come up where you guys may have disagreements, where you guys may have fallouts. Two of Wands is indicating the same thing here, right? It's talking about overcoming, not necessarily overcoming situations and having healing, but also taking time to make a decision on which avenue to go and go ahead and put action forth, right? About putting the action towards whatever it is that you're trying to get towards. Because you're going to hit a period where you can't just go forward in a certain direction, where you guys are not just a couple, you feel like you're more. So whether this is going ahead and going to the marriage route, or continue being an individual, being a couple that isn't wed. But I do feel like if you want a relationship, if you want marriage, this is your opportunity now to do that, because you are in a place of confidence, you are in a place of abundance. You guys have gone through a lot in the relationship to even feel as stable as you are. So it's up to you whether or not you want to stay where you are or go ahead and go to marriage, because there's a connection here that you guys have ultimately, and I feel like this is just ultimately a union. This is a union all in itself. So really the question is yours. Do you want to get married? And if so, it's probably time to have that talk. All right, Bobby, Michelle, Angela, S, where did Teresa? Erlanda. All right. Bobby, let's see. If you have time, is my cabbie texting me undercover? I date online. I online date. I would not be able to tell you if he was doing that, because he's not here to have me pull. for him. But what I can do is see what you need to know about you and the Capricorn situation. Is that all right? Okay, so we already have distance here. Oh, you know what? He might be, this Capricorn might be. You have the 7 of Cups. So there's a lot of options. There's a lot of things going on. He might be, this is a time of, there's a lot of people I don't know if there's a lot of people you're communicating with or not, but I do get the sense that there is some sort of, hidden energy here. Not badly hidden, though. It's not like it's purposeful. I don't know. It's usually with the 7 of Cups, it's masked. It's a masked offer. So that's why it requires you to take time out to really discover whether the offer is truly something that you want, is not just something that looks good. So you know what? You may have a situation here where he could be indicating from you from afar. The 6 of Swords is distance. But there is a period of pause here. This is reflection. So somebody's taking some time out on their own. So yeah, this is going to really this could indicate that there is a time apart, a time where somebody's focusing on themselves, reflecting on their dreams, etc., getting information and getting answers from within themselves. I feel like ultimately this is a good card for you, Bobby, in regards to whether this is, unless you want to be with this person again, I feel like reaching out to them is probably the best option as well. Because here in the future, you have the 9 of Cups. You may have an idea of, at this time, who you want your person to be or what kind of person you want to be in your life, right? Especially when it comes to relationships. Who's your ideal partner? I feel like right now, taking this time out to really visualize what your ideal partnership would be, not with a particular person, but just how you would feel in a relationship, how you want to feel in a relationship. That is how you begin to manifest a relationship that really is what your dreams are, right? I was lucky enough to have something similar happen to me, so I know it works, okay, guys? Okay? The love of my life is in the chat room at this time. He's helping me out with modding, and I did this exact same thing. I sat there and felt how I wanted to feel in a relationship. Okay. And I really focused on how I wanted to feel in love. And I got it. I ended up getting the person of my dreams. I ended up getting the love of my life. And you can do that, but you don't want to ever focus on that person. You want to focus on the feeling. And if he is meant to be yours, if he is what the universe is going to, is who they had listed for you as the person to give you that heart's desire, then that is it. You know what I'm saying? Then he is the one. Other than that, you don't want to manifest a person, okay? But I do get this feeling that taking this time now to really just focus on what it is that you want in a relationship, that is how you manifest love. That's pretty much all I can say at this time. Okay? All right. Bobby, Michelle, Angela's next. Michelle is next. Angela S. Armanda. We got so many other people here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So 7 more folks to go. All right, Michelle. Relationship issues. He's a Pisces. Don't help me pay anything. Will he start doing his part? What? Okay. Now, if you guys watch my videos, you know how I feel about people doing their 50. Okay, that is so serious to me. People gotta put in the 50% in the relationship. Oh my goodness, we'll see. Let's go ahead and look at this, okay? Before I start ranting. Well, okay then. What's up? Excuse me. Okay. Okay, so the underlying energy that you have here is the 7th of Pentacles. I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, this is talking about like 2 years now. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh my God. All right. So, whew, this is about figuring out whether or not this relationship is legitimately something you really want to put your heart and soul into. If this is really something you really want to put your time and effort in, because this is going to put in, you're going to put in some work, girl. Okay, no doubt. This Pisces is going to make you work for it, and you're going to have to work for it if you want this relationship. Now, you've already put in so much work with this relationship, because that's what this card tells me. You already put in so much. So you having to sit here and kind of contemplate whether or not this relationship is worth your time or not. It's pretty much saying this is something that it's kind of like a renewal lease at this time, right? For yourself. It's like your contract with this person in your heart has come up, and your heart is asking you, okay, is this really who you really want to be with? Or are you ready to just kind of find a new place to live? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. So this at this moment, this is the process and what you have to kind of look at, the options that are available from this renewal lease process, if that makes sense. So currently here you have, well, in the past, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So successful completion, you guys got together possibly. There was a good energy here. So you got whatever you wanted. You got the reward of finishing a cycle. Then you have this card here with the 5 of Cups. Okay, you realize that there's a lack of support here, a lack of emotional support especially, but there's still a relationship here. Now, despite what's lost, this is your opportunity now to figure out if there is something that you can fix, if there's an opportunity for you to, shift your focus from what's lost to utilizing the connection to get to really where you want to be, right? The true 2 of Cups for you. What is your heart's desire, right? So, really, Michelle, this is gonna this situation in the present. That's where it's gonna hit you real big, because you have to figure out whether the problems that the problems that are here, are they good enough to overcome to be able to shift your focus, or are you gonna have to just literally just figure out another way to move forward with what you have left? But ultimately, the shift of focus is the point, right? Is the point. I feel like you do have a lot of problems with your man, but can you and him negotiate a way to kind of fix the issues that's got going on? You know what you need emotionally. You know what you need to maintain a healthy relationship for yourself. If you can communicate with him, if you know what you want, can he commit to you and do what you want, to pretty much put in the 50% in the relationship. Now, if he can't, that does leave you with that does leave you with this, the Ace of Pentacles, starting off something slow, something new, where you may have to figure out what it is that you truly want and start something new. Now, he could commit and say yes, right? There's no way of me knowing whether he's going to, do something or not, but there is love here. That is what I see. But it's up to you whether or not to communicate what's wrong and communicate what you need, okay? Because also, at the end of the day, this is something that you ultimately need to happen, okay? Because you shouldn't feel like you have to pick up the pieces in a relationship by yourself. A relationship isn't a relationship if you do something by yourself. So if they're willing to negotiate, you're in business. If they're not interested, you're in business. There is always an option. There's always a way for you to go forward. You know what I'm saying? But it's always about whether you make what your needs clear at the end of the day. And if you have, and he still ain't making any decisions, then it leaves you to this, right? The Ace of Pentacles. What are you going to do to make sure that you feel secure, stable, and supported? And what path are you going to go into to make sure that you get that way? Okay, we're in here for 2 hours, and I was only supposed to be in here for 1. Oh my goodness. So, all right, Angela, you are next. My question is, if a Scorpio interest will come back to me in the near future, or should I move on? Okay, I have no idea if they will come back, because this is talking about someone's free will, right? So you won't know for certain, but I can definitely look into the relationship between you and the Scorpio to see whether see whether you want to wait for him or you want to move on. Okay, that's what I can do for you. Ooh, 2 of Cups. Justice. 5 of Pentacles. All right. Wow. There's some energy here that makes you feel stable, but this was also committing too. This is a very commitment like card, the Queen of Pentacles. When she comes up, let's also put it in hard work and things like that. And knowing what you're worth, knowing what is worth your time and energy. She's a hard worker, and she really puts in a lot of effort and time to make things stable. Okay. Hi. The thing here is that there is a connection. There was a connection between you and him and this person. All right, because you have the 2 of Cups here in the past. There was something that was connecting you two, but now there is some sort of karmic thing that's happening now where it's left things kind of unbalanced. So there's some karmic stuff coming up. There may be that he may come back to balance the scales, or there may be some closure here, or you may end up deciding whether or not this is a relationship you want to handle. The balance here, this justice here is talking about the karmic scales being balanced. So there may be an apology coming in for some of you. I'm sorry. I'm thinking this is like making a video, but because my energies are draining here, guys. I'm sorry. But with justice here, I really feel like there could be an apology, but ultimately when justice comes up, this is talking about closure, putting it to rest, so that way you can move forward. It's putting something to rest. When you love somebody, it'll always stay with you, right? It'll never necessarily go away. You love that person forever. But with the future showing up, right, there is this feeling of being left out in the cold, things like that. And hi, Carla. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you so much. With the 5 of Pentacles, it's talking about you may be feeling left out in the cold. There's a lot of lack, right? There's some things that are left out in the relationship stuff. And it's potentially because there is this waiting for things to be balanced. So either way, right, if you decide to go ahead and wait for him or leave him, right, you may end up with the 5 of Pentacles. But it all depends on whether you see an option or a way or a solution to solve the problem in your love life, which is feeling alone, feeling left out in the cold, feeling like you don't have a connection. And it truly is up to you. I don't know if he's going to come back to apologize. But what I do know is that maybe there's something inside yourself that you can realize that, hey, you know what? I have to live my life in the way I need to live, or whatever, right? Whatever you decide, that's going to be the turning table to help you make a decision in the future. It may not be easy, because this is a time where it's not the easiest. This is changing your foundation, but it can get you to a place where it's more stable. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we're just wrapping things up here. If I do miss any of you guys' questions, just remember I do have Instago, and there is a sale coming up right after the stream. All right. All right, Angela. So that's a hard one, honey. I don't know if it's coming back, but it's something eternally. Is it something that you're willing to wait for, or no? Because there's no way of knowing whether he's going to come back or not. Will the Cancer, sorry, for S, will the Cancer guy be in contact with me again? Is the Cancer guy I should move on with? Let me see. We're going to look at the current love life of S. Is S still in here? Because if S is not in here, we can move on to the next person. If they left. We've got a lot more people. Let me read off the list so that everybody knows. Hi, Ruby. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, Arlanda, Ruby, G, Jamie, Miriam, Lauren, Fran, and Kira. You guys are the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You guys are the last 8. Whew. All right. So Lauren is still here. Is S still here? I'm going to call S one more time. Is it SP by any chance? I know I should get some water. I am so dehydrated. Does anybody know if SP is still in the chat? I'm gonna probably just do it since I was able to tag him. Just S? Okay. I'll still do it. And if he ever wants to rewatch the stream, he can always get the question, or he or she gets the question. I was meant to do this for an hour, and I'm here sitting here 2 hours. A real name, he's so sweet. He's here with me, and he's helping me out so much. So thank you, thank him, guys, because he's such a sweetheart. 2 hours, y'all. All right, let's see. Well, Cancer guy is getting contact. Wow. Okay, so 2 major arcanas out of 3. Okay, so there's a lot of stress behind this energy here. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of stress. Sleepless nights. Because of something that may have been lost here. Now, there's still a connection here. That's just still a good thing. But there's something that may have been lost in the process of some sort of argument, some sort of whatever is causing you anxiety. Now, here in the past, you have the 9 of Wands. So this is talking about not giving up. You may be exhausted, you may be tired, and you honestly may feel like there isn't really looking to be no point of continuing, but you still find the energy and the power to push forward. That endurance, that strength, that warrior energy. Now, here in the present, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So there could be a potential of reconciliation. Okay? Reconciliation, luck changing. There's an opportunity for you guys to potentially reconcile, but it's all about divine timing, though. You won't really necessarily know, okay? I don't know when this is going to happen usually. But in the future, you do have clarity. You may have some sort of clarity because of something happening in the present, some sort of change that could be coming in your way, okay? But this whole thing could be that exactly what you're stressed out about, right? You've been putting a lot of work in. Are you going to be able to reconcile? Is there any reconciliation energy here? And will you be able to get some clarity in the relationship that you have with this person after this cycle has come about? And that's a hard one, right? It's going to require you to really realize that there's not necessarily a lot to worry about, especially when the 9 of Swords comes up. It's usually saying the thoughts are bigger than they actually seem. So it's going to require you to really have faith in your situation and to recognize that what you're worried about, what you're stressed out about, it may not be as bad as what your mind is making it out to be. So be very careful that your mind isn't amplifying or expanding thoughts that are not healthy. Okay. All right. When it comes to moving on or things like that, moving on to the Virgo, it's whatever makes you feel safe, whatever makes more sense. It's up to you, really. I can't tell you how to live your life, but you could be potentially sitting there forever if you sit there and wait for the Cancer guy. It could be. The Wheel of Fortune could be that he comes in, and there's really no way to tell. All right, Erlanda. I met a wonderful Cancer man. We clicked immediately, but he had to return to England. Oh, will he return? Will we be in a relationship? I'm a Gemini. Hi, Demalu. Is Erlanda still here? Oh, yes, she is. Okay. Oh, he's Portuguese. Okay. What do you need to know about the connection between you and the gentleman Put your gas. All right. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, what was his sign again? What did you tell me his sign was? Did you say what his sign was by any chance? He's a Cancer. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's so interesting. And what did you say your sign was by any chance? You're a Gemini. Okay. Wow. So because there's a King of Wands in the future. What is this? The Sun. So the Sun is coming up as your underlying energy. I'm so sorry for the lighting, guys. I just can't take it with this light. It's bugging me so much. But you have the Sun here as your underlying energy, and that is indicating to me that there is some clarity coming up in the situation. The whole reading is about clarity. And clarity about what you're waiting for, okay? What you're defensive about in regards to this relationship. Now, the King of Cups, which is, I'm assuming, is the man here, the Cancer, he is very much in love. There is some love here from this person. I feel like he's also the ideal partner for you. He's so romantic, and he's so, like, loving and deep and mysterious in some ways that he just rings all the good, charming bells for you, I feel. In the present, though, you have King of Cups actually comes up as a Scorpio. So it's interesting that right next to that, you have Judgment, which is another Scorpionic energy, which is very clearly another Scorpionic energy. And that could just be talking about a situation where there is this change, this transformation, right? It's a call to action. Now, I feel like there may be an opportunity for you to even move out there to him. It's all about whether or not what you guys are willing to do, but there is some sort of call to action within this relationship, a transformative period in this relationship. And the clarity in this relationship, the clarity that the underlying energy could be talking about is exactly how long you're willing to wait for him, or what action you're willing to take forth in regards to, this relationship, right? So, so that really all depends on whether or not you're willing to make that step, right? To go ahead and take that, that leap of faith. You know how far you've come, and especially when it comes to relationships in the past, and even with this person, right? You feel like this is your ideal. So whatever comes your way that's actually screaming out to you like, hey, this is, this is your ideal person, the call to action could be that, hey, there's something that you can do to be together now. There may be something you have to do later, right? There's something here. But it's this call to action energy. This is change. This is a major change as well that's coming up in your life. That's coming up. And it's going to test the integrity of your relationship, okay? Because in the future, you have the King of Wands. Someone may be very passionate in the future coming in. I feel like that's the King of the Cancer is still, this is the same Cancer here. But this is like, he's coming in hot. Like, he's coming in very, very passionate. And I feel like whatever is going on in his present moment, at this present time, right, this, whatever's going on, he's coming out there feeling more confident in himself and more passionate in the relationship because he made the step, or you made the steps, or both of you made the steps to make the relationship work with each other. There's something here that's really strong. That's just going to require you to have faith, if that makes sense. But there's some change coming up here. There's some serious change. Okay. Ruby G, Jamie, Mariam, Lauren, and Fran, and Carrie. Oh, we are dwindling down here. So, Ruby, can you tell me if Spirit has any messages for me? Let me go ahead and check for you. All right, Ruby. Well, this has a lot to do with burdens, okay? Whatever you got going on, you feel it has a lot to do with the burdens that are in your life here, okay? What Spirit is trying to tell you is that through the events of something that's just like was earth shattering. Honestly, it was something that you did not see coming, something in the past that changed your life a great significant amount, and you did not see it coming. You've gained a new perspective from that. You have gained a new way of thinking, a new way of seeing things, and a new way of solving problems. Okay? And I feel like here, I really feel like taking what you've learned from this unexpected journey, from this unexpected trip, I feel like you can utilize this absolute, this new perspective, and and recognize this as victory. First of all, okay, recognizing this as victory is very, very important, because it took so much out of you to be able to climb back up from the top, right? To climb back from the bottom, rather. Because the tower, they knocked down everything. So with this Ace of Swords, you've gained something that can last you for eons. This perspective that can last you for eons. But never close your options, right? This is a new perspective. This is something that you've gained from your experiences, but there's more to come. The Ace is beginning, so there's something to show you why your perspective is solid, why it's something to lean on. Because in the future, you will have to rely on your intuition here. You will have to rely on the experiences you gain, and this perspective possibly has a lot to do with trusting your intuition. This path in the past was a new perspective to trust your intuition. So whatever you've gained from this tower energy from the past, whatever you gained from this unexpected radical change, has a lot to do with trusting your intuition, trusting spirit, pretty much, and knowing that wherever you're going, wherever you're trying to reach in your life, your spirit is never wrong. It will never do anything to steer you away from your true goals, to steer you away from your potential power. Who you could potentially be, the highest potential that you can reach. Okay. That's a hard burden, but it's one burden that you're willing to, that you have to be willing to carry, because spirit will never put you in a situation where you can't handle it. Okay. And that's the perspective, trusting your intuition at all times, even when in doubt. Wow. All right, Ruby G, that is so amazing. It must be so hard, but you know what? You're doing great, okay? You're doing absolutely great. Keep pushing through. Keep fighting through. All right. Jamie Ritchie, are they here? Jamie Ritchie? Is Jamie Ritchie here at all? Because we're going into 2 hours, 15 minutes, and I'm just going to go ahead and go with the people that are still here. Jamie Ritchie. Well, I'm going to call one last time for Jamie Ritchie. All right. I'm going to just go ahead. Miriam, are you still here? Miriam. Are you still here? All right, Lauren and Fran are still here. That's excellent. That's excellent. So it looks like Miriam and Jamie may have stepped away. Okay. So, is Kira still, Kiri, rather? Excuse me, guys. Hang on. Had a cough there. Kiri, Native? Is she still here? Absolutely, Fran. Absolutely. Thank you for sticking around. Makes it easy. All right, so Kiri isn't here. Okay. Okay, so Lauren, you're up, and then Francis, and then we're going Fran S, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream. Okay, so Lauren, your question was, how does Wheel feel towards me? You see us coming together. I am a Aquarius Sun, Pisces Moon, and he's a Pisces Sun, Scorpio Moon. Woo! Scorpio Moon, huh? Well, I can definitely see how what's going on in the relationship between you and him, and yeah, I could potentially see what's going on between you and Will. Okay, let me go ahead and see. Thank you, Lauren. I really appreciate that. Y'all are so sweet. This is why I don't mind going 2 hours and so minutes, because you're all real sweet. Okay. All right. Ooh. Okay. Lauren. All right. So you have the 6 of Wands here as your annoying energy, and I don't actually mind that too much, because honestly, I really like this card. What's underneath here? The Ace of Wands. Excellent. So for you guys, for Lauren here, darling, this is talking about recognizing how much effort you've put into this relationship anyway. Okay. And seeing how much you've grown from the relationship, if that makes sense. And seeing how far you guys have come, because you guys are, after the 6 of Wands, if you're at the 6 of Wands, you surpassed the 4 of Wands. You got to a place where you guys are in a relationship, you guys are feeling very stable. But it's ultimately showing you guys showing you how much work and how much effort you put into the situation. And if you guys have recognized the effort that's being put into the relationship. Now, in the past, there is a bit of defensive energy, but I feel like it's defensive towards what it is that you have for each other. Like you're very, I'm sorry about the whatchamacallit, but the 7 of Wands here does indicate defensive energy, right? Towards what you believe is, what you stand for in the relationship. See, now you guys see, this is crazy. Whatever. I do get the sense here that there was a lot of fighting for things, right? Fighting to get to this place in your relationship where you guys can feel like you guys are now at an advantage, where you guys now feel like you guys can overcome any situation. I feel like you may be a bit defensive currently still, but not in a bad way, right? You're willing to fight for the relationship, fight for yourself in your relationship, and try to build it in a way that makes you guys feel very good, right? To really show the love that you guys have. You want it to come out. But presently, you have the 8 of Swords. So this feeling of trappedness, like you feel trapped in, your thoughts right now. And I don't know if it's apprehension, I don't know if it's fear, I don't know if it's doubt, but I do sense that there is this feeling of like you're not really able to see or make any effort or make any moves towards anywhere at this moment, because there's some thoughts that are keeping you from seeing what's truly there. But we have so many great cards around you. I feel like this is just worry, this is just fears, and the thoughts aren't really just there to kind of not necessarily caution you, but to just kind of fill your head with nonsense. So just be very careful with what thoughts that you listen to. and really utilize your eyes. Really look at the situation and see it for what it truly is. Because if you see the relationship for what it truly is, I think you guys will be able to reconcile. You guys will be able to connect again. Because your question was also to like, do you see us coming together? And I feel like the answer is right there in front of you. It's just that you have all the things that you are, that you're worried about. So you have to see the situation for what it truly is to really get the answer, because the answer may actually be there right in front of you. It's just the thoughts and the fears and the things that you want, other truths, right? They may, or rumors even, they may not necessarily be true. You have to actually get the facts, and the facts are through your own eyes, okay? Because in the future, you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles talks about a good balance of give and take, right? Make sure you're giving with no expectations, and he's giving for no expectations, but making sure that each person gives their 50 and, gives their, 50% in the relationship to make it work. And I do see that here in the future. I feel like you guys will have some sort of process, and where this balance can actually be beneficial for the both of you in maintaining a healthy relationship. But it's going to require you to see the relationship or see the situation between you and Will as clearly as it's being shown, and not adding anything extra. Okay? So it's like making a cake, and you never baked the cake before, but you can't taste the cake. So you kind of you don't know if the recipe's correct, things like that. No. Just go with the recipe, right? Go with the recipe. Go with what it says, because the way to success is right in front of you. You don't have to worry about adding too much or adding too little. Just follow the steps that you feel you're led to take, and things will be in the right direction, if that makes sense. Okay? Fran. Darling, you're up next. Is my love interest worth waiting for? That is truly up to you, Fran. I can't really answer that one for you. But what I can do for you is that I can pull what you need to know about the relationship between you and this person, okay? And to give you kind of clarity to help you make that decision for yourself, okay? Because what I want everybody to start doing is trusting themselves when it comes to asking questions like that. Is this person worth your time? You know what I'm saying? And the best way to do that is to really get the, the clarity that's necessary to see if this person is worth your time. Now it's starting to get dark, and I need to twist this light. Isn't this crazy? Okay. Wow, the Tower at the very end. And you got two major arcanas. The King of Wands, okay? Now, what did you say your man was? Wasn't he a Leo, didn't you say? You're a Leo female. Okay. Your love interest is coming up as your other half here. Okay. He's coming up as your other half already. So this is your man, okay? If he's coming out of us as a Wands, he's a Virgo, this is your man. And you were committed to him. It says so right here. The Ten of Cups. You're committed to him. You are in love with him. You're committed to him. Now that's a harder part, right? This is about the commitment that you have with the person that you see as your person. Okay. Now the information I have here is that first and foremost, this is a situation in the past where it was a bit of a burden. There was a lot weighing on you. And I feel like there was a lot on your back. You had a lot to carry. And I feel like there was a lot of, this is something that you were willing to carry, though, because I feel like this passion, this feeling that you had for him, even though it was a bit of a burden for you, you still stuck onto it. You still made something happen with it. Unfortunately, you have the moon in your present, which just talk about confusion and unclarity. So you're not necessarily sure what's to come, what to expect, and most importantly, what you feel at this time. But this is where it's very important for you to really, try to look at your emotions and try to soothe yourself, okay? Because as long as you understand how you feel, it's going to be easier to make decisions. Because right now, I feel like there's just a lot of confusion. Yeah, you're still coming up. Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of things that you're not uncertain with. But I feel like it's going to require you to just trust faith and trust yourself. I'm actually going to pull, let me see. Judgment. Wow. I'm going to split the deck in half to get some other insight from the moon. And the moon, it's almost like it's saying that this is a chance for you to really look at your intuition with this relationship. Really listen to your heart. Because if this isn't your own person, because it's coming up as so, then what are you worried about when it comes to waiting for him? You know what I mean? That's the thing that you need to kind of figure out for yourself. And that's a hard one, right? Because you don't know, right? You don't know if this is real for you, or if it's just real for you as it is for him. You don't know a lot of things, but this is going to require you to go on faith and trust your intuition. Because things are not certain at this time, and there's no way to be certain at this time. There's a lot of things that people need to recover on their own, and I feel like that is in itself going to require patience, but it's also going to require you to trust your intuition and trust divine timing, okay? And it's a hard one, especially when it comes to love, and you really want to be with that person. That's so hard, but if you show the strength that you have in your spiritual self, in your in who you are, I feel like things will come together. Because when something will happen, right? Something is going to happen. Because with the tower coming up in the future, you're not going to see it coming at all. Whatever's happening, whatever's going to come in the future, especially with you and him, it's going to be change. It's going to change your life. It's going to change you. It's going to change the relationship. It's going to change pretty much everything. But right now, I feel like it's like the quiet before the storm. So honestly, try to right now learn to trust your intuition right now. And really let your heart guide you, because whatever is coming with you in this Virgo, it's real, okay? It's real unseen, and there's nothing I can really. I can't really pull on that because it's Uranus energy, and they come in real fast and real unexpected. But you have to trust your intuition. That's the best thing I can say, friend. But he's yours, okay? Do you see my ex and I reconciling in July or June? Okay, let me see what I can see. Okay. Wow. Okay. So right here, as your underlying energy, Kyrie, if you're still here, I do sense that in regards to the communication, it's gonna come in fast. Whatever this, the messages are, something's gonna be happening fast. It talks about fast energy. Okay. Yeah, news especially. There's some fast energies, fast news. It could potentially happen in June, but don't, it's hard to tell, especially when it comes to other people's free will. Other people's free will, it happens in their own time and whenever they're ready. So if it doesn't happen in June, it doesn't happen in July, it could potentially happen some other time sooner or sometime later, right? There's no real way of knowing. However, I do see communication here because you not only have the Eight of Wands and the Page of Wands underneath here, but you also have the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is about communication of love, communication of how you feel, and things like that. So that's a good card. I like that card a lot. So it's talking about emotional openness. But I feel like here in the present, you're not necessarily sure at this time whether to receive this, whether or not this cup is good enough for you to receive. I feel like there's a lot of focusing on other things rather than, the cup that's being offered. That's a hard one, right? Especially if this is communicating of emotions rather than something that shows any sort of sign of commitment of any sort. But then here you have in potentially in July, something unexpected happening. Uranus moved into Taurus a couple weeks ago, and he's planning to go retrograde during the summer. So be very careful. So with all you guys that got Tower cards at the in the future, that's Uranus energy. That's Uranus going in and doing something that probably we didn't see coming already. Okay, so there's going to be some change and drastic change in your life. And I know I keep saying it like, oh my God, okay, so everybody's getting this card. No, it's the energies. Uranus is going to go berserk and go do whatever the heck he wants to do. So be prepared for that. Okay, it may change your life for the better or for the worse. But either way, it's always for your highest good, because Uranus doesn't do anything to just, for the hell of it. He doesn't do it because it's funny. He does it to bring the best out of you. So I feel like whatever happens in July with you and this person, something's gonna unexpectedly happen to bring the best out of you, and it's going to require you to utilize the perspective in yourself or to change your perspective about something. Because the Tower is all about change, especially if it's coming up with these cups that you're focusing on that may not necessarily get you to where you want to be. All right, everybody. Woo! We made it. We made it. 2 hours and 30 minutes in. We made it. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. If I missed your question, I do have a sale going up for the remainder of Gemini season and in honor of Memorial Day. So if you guys didn't get a chance to answer or get a question from me today, I do have a sale open for you guys to have an opportunity to get a question going. All right, guys. Thank you so much for stopping in. Special thank you to Real Name, my boyfriend, Devin. He's so sweet, and I'm so glad he was able to help me today. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me with through this. Best of luck throughout this week, and I love you guys very much. Take care, guys. Bye, guys.